And I think the time has come to flush out those extremists in our own parliamentary politics and around it, some of whom are at the very top of government or have been, and they have never been called to account by journalists and the press to say, well, do you agree with your own party's policy? Do you condemn illegal settlements? Priti Patel, by the way, should be reinvestigated for her visit. We still don't know who paid for her trip when she came back and tried to change government policy.
But breaking news we can bring you. Sky News understands that Sir Alan Duncan is under investigation by the Conservative Party following his comments on LBC Radio this morning. Well, the former Cabinet Minister called for fellow Tories, Lord Pollack, Lord Pickles and Tom Tugendhat, to face repercussions over their support for Israel. And Sir Alan also called for arms sales to Israel to be stopped immediately.
Hello everybody. So as I said, that the crisis in Gaza or the Middle East conflict created by Israel has truly exposed the political system of not just America but our own country, which is United Kingdom. As we know that for last 2 days a new controversy has started in this country. And the controversy was started after it emerged that the Conservative Party under Rishi Sunak has started an investigation into Sir Alan Duncan, who himself is an ex-foreign minister. Now, why have they started an investigation? If you go by the report of Sky News and various other media outlets, is because Sir Alan Duncan appeared on LBC Radio, where he was asked about the support that Tory party has for Israel, even after the brutal murder of more than 35,000 people, including 17,000 children, toddlers and babies. What he said, that the Tory party was under the grip of Israeli government, and he named few people. He named two peers, the lords, and said though both of them should be kicked out because they are not representing the interests of the parliament that they sit in. Instead, they are flying the flag for a foreign country, which is Israel in this case. Then he went on to talk about Michael Gove, Oliver Dowden and various other people. But notable was Suella Braverman and Priti Patel, both of whom were Home Secretaries under various government in the last few years. Now, Priti Patel in particular, he said that should be reinvestigated for her infamous trip to Israel. Remember, under Theresa May, when she was the Prime Minister in 2017, Priti Patel was the Home Secretary and she was sacked by Theresa May because of her secret visit to Israel, whereby she met various Israeli ministers, business people, lobbyists, and there was absolutely no record. She had gone there in her own capacity. The Prime Minister did not know. The civil service did not know. Her own ministry officials did not know. So clearly, and she was not able to explain as to why she had gone to Israel.
There are a lot of people at the top of our own politics who refuse to condemn settlements and therefore are not supporters of international law. And I think the time has come to flush out those extremists in our own parliamentary politics and around it, some of whom are at the very top of government or have been, and they have never been called to account by journalists and the press to say, well, do you agree with your own party's policy? Do you condemn illegal settlements? And I will name them now. The Conservative Friends of Israel has been doing the bidding of Netanyahu, bypassing all proper processes of government to exercise undue influence at the top of government. So what you have is a lot of people now sitting around Rishi Sunak who are giving him appalling advice. Let's start with the head of CFI, or has been for many years, Lord Pollack. In my view, I think he should be removed from the Lords because he is exercising the interests of another country, not that of the parliament in which he sits. Joined, I have to say, by Lord Pickles. They're the sort of Laurel and Hardy who should be pushed out together. But at the top, I mean, slightly improved by the removal of Robert Jenrick and Suella Braverman, although even today she is still supporting Israel and the bombing and the annihilation of people in Gaza. And she does not believe that settlements are wrong, nor, I suspect, do Michael Gove, Oliver Dowden, and Priti Patel, by the way, should be reinvestigated for her visit. We still don't know who paid for her trip when she came back and tried to change government policy as a result of going on a secret trip without actually telling her officials or even the local ambassador. And if you pick up Wikipedia and you read the entry for Tom Tugendhat, who is our security minister, it says, and I'll read it out, he condemned the United Nations Security Council for its official criticism of Israel's building settlements in the occupied Palestinian territories. Now, that may have been some years ago, but he's never removed that. He's never changed his view. How can you have a security minister in the British government who does not believe in international law when all this is going on? I think he should be sacked.
Now, now that's very dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. That you have, he talks about the Suella Braverman. Suella Braverman is a proud Zionist. She has gone on to say that I'm married to a Zionist. And even when Israeli army were brutally murdering and massacring innocent civilians and children and women, she was actually joining the protest march in support of Israel. See this photo, you can see on the screen. She was doing that. And she is one of those leaders who aspired and continue to aspire to become the Prime Minister of this country. Now, when did we become so bad and so appalling? This country was never like that. You criticize a foreign country, which is Israel in this case, and the ruling party, which is Conservative Party, launches investigations into their own ex-minister. Quite a tall leader, Sir Alan Duncan. He's been knighted. He's no ordinary person. You can criticize the monarchy, you can criticize the king, you can criticize the prime minister in this country, and nothing will happen to you. Nothing will happen to you. But you cannot criticize Israel. We have talked about the Friends of Israel within the Labour group. We also know the powerful group of Friends of Israel in the Conservative Party. Now, since when they started controlling the functioning of this government? Why has it not occurred to us that this being the first world country, mind you, we are the permanent member of the Security Council. But we have no control over our own country. And we are being controlled by a foreign nation, a tiny foreign nation which believes in breaking international laws, which has zero regard for international laws and international humanitarian laws. We have seen what they have done. It took the murder of 7 foreign workers for us and the America and the rest of the world to realize that they were breaking international humanitarian laws and international laws. Hence that angry call by Joe Biden yesterday. We know that the former director of Friends of Israel within the Labour Party, called David Menser, is now the official spokesperson of a foreign country. Government of a foreign country, which is Israel. And we are not alarmed. And there is a senior person, ex-foreign minister, Sir Alan Duncan, has decided to go on record and expose the members of his own party, the senior functionaries of his own party. Instead of taking note of it, instead of taking dim view of what he has revealed, the Tory party has the audacity to launch investigations into him. And these are the people who are actually running the government, who are deciding the fate of you, me, and everybody else. And we are allowing them to do that. I think it should ring an alarm bell. This is not just about Palestine. This is not about Gaza. This is a broader issue. This is affecting all of you. Because if you have people like them, we still don't know. Sir Alan is right. That Priti Patel must be investigated. Till date, we don't know what happened in those trips that she had made to Israel. What happened? What was the purpose of those meetings with business people, the lobbyists and the ministers in Israeli government? Because she had not gone there as in official capacity. So what was she trying to keep secret? And these are the people who continue to sit in the parliament, who continue to, continue to be paid as an MP. And there is no outrage. Clearly, we don't expect these kind of questionings from the media, because we know the media's narrative is being controlled. If these lobbying groups are capable of controlling the government, do you think controlling media narrative would be that difficult for them? I think this is the time. It's time that we as citizens, rose and woke up and took notice and, decided to teach these morons a lesson. Because enough is enough. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways that you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.